bones, or restore your dead to life.
But perhaps I can give you justice in the name of our king.
Hey everyone, today I want to answer a few questions I've received on Game of Thrones. With that being said, if you are not caught up with the series, this will be your chance to leave. Otherwise, let's get started. Lightbringer. If it was forged with dragon fire, then wouldn't regular fire not get hot enough to melt it? And then how could Stannis' sword have been Lightbringer? This is a great question, and I think the main point here is the authenticity of the sword. Stannis calls his sword Lightbringer because Melisandre named it that. In the burning rituals that the Red Woman performs, she came upon the notion that Stannis should pull a sword from fire just as Azor Ahai did. In the books, there is quite a bit of evidence that Stannis' sword is not the real Lightbringer. For example, Maester Aemon examines it in the book A Storm of Swords. Sam tries describing what it looks like because Maester Aemon is blind. Stannis doesn't even really understand why he wanted to examine the sword in the first place, on the count that he couldn't see. Maester Aemon asked Sam if he felt any heat coming from the blade, and even though it visually looked like it was red hot, it wasn't actually warm to the touch. It is interesting though that Aemon was the one leading on about how the sword isn't true to the legend. All in all, the sword is most likely a fraud. Melisandre was probably able to just manipulate the sword with her knowledge of magic. She believed at one time that Stannis was Azor Ahai, and it seemed like she used everything in her power to make him look the part. I hope that clears up the sword that Stannis wielded. As far as the TV series goes, we don't really know what happened to the sword after the Battle of Winterfell. If it follows suit with the novels, Ramsay Bolton may have found it and now it resides at Winterfell, under Stark control. If this is the case, then there is a chance that Jon Snow might come across it. And going further down the rabbit hole, maybe Jon will return Longclaw to House Mormont, either to Lyanna or Jorah. And since the King in the North is at Winterfell currently, Jon might have to find a new high quality blade, possibly the sword Stannis used to have. I know that's a crackpot theory, but it would be one way to give fan service to everyone who believes that Jon is Azor Ahai. Anyway, next question. Will the Night King be able to summon the dead within the crypts of Winterfell for starting the attack inside the gates? Just a theory. The Winterfell crypts are a very popular topic for fans. Everyone wants to believe something significant or special is hiding there, and that something significant or special might be going down there at some time in the future. I think it's fair to say that with all of the clues that George R.R. Martin has spread out in his books in reference to the crypts, there's got to be something to it. But will the Night King resurrect the dead Stark lords and kings in the crypts? I don't think so. Lyanna Stark's bones are down there as well, and with the whole backstory of Lyanna and Rhaegar, and the title of the series being A Song of Ice and Fire, I just can't imagine a skeleton meant to be Lyanna Stark rising up from the dead. However, I do think there is a chance for a white like Hodor to possibly show up and defend some humans like Bran or maybe Jon during a big battle or something. Okay, this next question has been sent to me from a lot of you. I know that everyone is saying that the blue eye in the trailer is the Night King, but if you put the blue eyes from the teaser a few weeks ago and the blue eyes from the other trailer right beside each other, you can see that the eyes look very different. You're right, here's the two different eyes from the two separate promos. They definitely look different, and I agree that this one even resembles the facial structure of a giant. I said in one of my last videos that the blue eye seems to be referring to the Night King, but on second glance, I can really see how similar this is to One's face. I would like to hear all of your thoughts on this one. Alright, that's going to do it for this short Q&A. As always, have a great day, take care, and I will see you tomorrow.